check out our websites. BibleQuery.org. This site answers 7,700 Bible questions. HistoryCart.com. This site reveals early church history and doctrine, proving Roman Catholicism is not historically or doctrinally viable. MuslimHope.com. This site is a classic refutation of Islam, a counterfeit religion created by Muhammad. Free newsletters are also available. To see the 1-hour version of this video, go to yahoovideo.com. Type in the name Larry Wessels.
The black race created the heavens and the earth and created themselves. I find that to be, that's from Elijah Muhammad's book, page 42. I find that to be very fascinating, because if the black race created the heavens and the earth and then created themselves, actually that's a logical fallacy.
Yes.
In order to create something, you have to exist previously to that. In order for something to be created by something else, something has to exist. But to create yourselves, you would have to exist before you were created,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense logically,
Right.
because you're not there to begin with to create yourself.
But it's a point that should be made. It must move your mind into neutral, not to come up to the point to see that it's crazy. It can't happen. Yet we believe it because you're part of that group.
Exactly. It just has no logical flow or rational meaning to it.
At all.
Okay, the black race gave birth to a god named Yaqub, page 110. He lived only 150 years, page 116. So this is this black god named Yaqub who created the white devils, the race of white devils.
Yes.
Okay, the white race was created 6,000 years ago by a crazed black scientist named Yaqub. So and that's page 9, we get a little more information about him there. 6,000 years ago, the black race gave birth to Allah. So Allah gets a birth. He is the mightiest God since creation, born after Yaqub. So now Allah is coming along. This is getting more fascinating as we go along, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see, Orthodox Islam must bow to black Islam, God's choice. Page 50.
That would be real interesting to see that.
So now Elijah Muhammad's saying that all the Orthodox Muslims out there who follow the Quran fundamentally, and the actual teachings of Muhammad out there, he's just saying they need to forget it and follow what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have Moses used dynamite with a fuse to kill 300 of his followers. And that's in his book on page 120. We find another direct attack on fundamental Christianity. Jesus is not God, according to Elijah Muhammad, page 9 and page 140. We find that the Arabs misunderstand the Holy Quran when they don't accept me, that's Elijah Muhammad, as a prophet, page 250. So he's upset with the Orthodox Muslims for not accepting him as a true prophet. And it's no wonder when you start getting into these teachings. Then going down the page, Elijah Muhammad says the Bible is 2/3 prophecy, page 89. He says prophecies are a small percentage of the Bible on page 90. So an interesting contradiction there. On one page, he says the Bible is almost 2/3 prophecy. But then on the very next page, he says prophecies are a small percentage. So I always thought that 2/3 was more than half.
I wonder who edited that book.
Yes, one page apart. It's almost as good as the creating themselves section there. We have here the mountains were created by bombs from spaceships circling the earth, page 90. And now I want to stop at this moment and have the people look at that again. The mountains were created by bombs from spaceships circling the earth, page 90. Now I want to go to a clip of Louis Farrakhan talking about spaceships that he knows about and UFOs. Let's get it straight from the horse's mouth. Louis Farrakhan talking about these 1,500 spaceships that follow him around wherever he goes.
That you call unidentified flying objects. That you and white people put above top secret, that's real. There's a plane out there made like a wheel. Ezekiel saw it 550 years before Jesus was born. a wheel in the middle of the air, run by the grace of God, with eyes all around it, meaning people in it. It's not from another planet. It's made by the Son of Man to destroy this world. It's up there now, 40 miles above us. It's like a city in the sky. And I saw, as it were, a city come down from heaven. It's made like that. It has 1,500 little planes on it. They follow me everywhere I go. You can take it or leave it. I'm not trying to impress you. I know the power that is behind that wheel. And the power of the wheel is the power that guides me.
Hey, Wilford, we're back. We just heard about these 1,500 spaceships that follow, these UFOs and things that follow Louis Farrakhan around wherever he goes. What do you have to say about that? Is Elijah Muhammad really up there in one of those spaceships?
Well, again, it's like it has to do with the fact that the Farrakhan is actually the spokesman for the Nation of Islam. And he's now connecting with the fact that Elijah Muhammad is actually just speaking to him, and he is that messenger. I think that many of us who listen to what's going on within the Nation of Islam fail to really understand that there are more within the Islamic movement trying to remove Mr. Farrakhan than those of us on the outside listening in. So there's a consistency of trying to build him up as the leader. And don't forget this, just as those who are involved in secular humanism have to have a subject relativism, majority rules type of piece, that's the same as it's humanistic, the same humanistic approach that the Nation of Islam uses. When we are sharing Christ with them, we are constantly asked, how many do you have? How many are following you? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So what they're saying is, since we have this number, then obviously Louis Farrakhan is the man.
That's right.
You see, and so it's just a self-exaltation piece, and it's a self-edifying piece for security purposes for the followers. They must be secure within themselves that this man is the leader. Right. And therefore, whatever it takes for those who are announcing his entrances, they must exalt him in every way possible.
Okay, looking back at our chart on the screen, we have Wallace D. Fard. A white man is God, Allah, page 1, 11, 27, 46, 52, 141, 155, 172, 237, and 294. It looks like Elijah Muhammad really wants to drive the point through that Wallace D. Fard is God and he's Allah. And I can't resist. Let's take one more look at who Elijah Muhammad. For you that tuned in late, here's a picture again of Wallace Fard, and this is who Elijah Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan say is God.
If you would like a free newsletter on this or other subjects, just give us a call at Christian Answers. The phone number is area code 512-218-8022. That's 512-218-8022. Or you could email us at cdebater@aol.com. That's cdebater@aol.com.